Can you feel the love tonight? When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Time to say goodbye. Take on me, take on me. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me on country roads. Welcome to this video. My name is Hannes, and in this video I want to show you easy guitar chords that sound good together. You saw a lot of songs in the intro, and the magic of it is that there are 4 chords that connect all these songs, thousands of songs out there, and those songs can be played by bloody beginners, advanced players, whatever level you're on, you can do this, and this is the cool thing about it. So many songs share the same chords and the same chord progressions even, and there are even more songs when you then mix those chords in a different order, whatever, but there are 4 chords, and you might have heard of that already in the past, like 4 chord songs, but just type that in on YouTube and you will find tons of cool and funny videos about those topics. And before we start out, I would like you to give you a hint to the video description. There you will find my free lessons for guitar players. If you like this video, check those out too. You will find tons of cool lessons and stuff there that you will need to become a better guitar player. So let's start out. I will show you what you can do as a bloody beginner. Even if you've never played the guitar before, you can just use just one finger and try to hit those 4 notes I will just show you right now. So you start out in the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, on the fat string here on the E string, which is the closest string to you, and you push down the strings with your index finger. And then you pluck the string with your pick. And then you do the same thing, the 5th fret on the A string, which is the next string. Then you do the same in the 7th fret on this A string, and then in the 3rd fret. Okay? So it's 3rd fret on the lowest string here, on the E string, then 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the A string, 7th fret, 6, 7, and then 3rd fret, 6, 5, 4, 3, on the A string. And you do that like this. If you have trouble with this, playing or plucking the string with the pick at the same time, just do it with your grabbing hand for the first time, so you really know where to go. Try to use your thumb as the counterpart on the back of the neck, moving along with your index finger, hopping from spot to spot. If you have done this is kind of like the first level, then you put next level on there. You play a power chord. You do the exact same thing with your index finger, but you add another finger. And you place this very shape in the same spots I just showed you. Well, let me explain what this means. You start out in the 3rd fret of the lowest string again with the index finger, and the ring finger goes to the 5th fret of the A string. You play those 2 strings then. This is a power chord. Sounds more powerful, bigger than the one note you just played. And this is the power chord. And then you move this very shape up where the index finger is again in the 5th fret on the A string. And you see again the ring finger gets placed 1 string downwards on the D string in the 7th fret. So you have 5 and 7 here, the A string, and on the D string. We're here on the 3rd fret of the E string and the 5th fret of the A string, and you see how this shape just gets shifted up the neck. And then you do the same thing, 7th fret on the A string, 9th fret on the D string, and then you go to the 3rd fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the D string. Okay? Again, if you have trouble getting this together, just leave out the pick and just move this shape up and down the neck until you feel comfortable with this. This is really important. Focus on one thing at a time when you're a beginner and don't try to do everything you want to do in the future with the pick or with your fingers, whatever, and you don't get those two hands managed at the same time. So just focus on one hand, and if you've mastered that, just bring the two hands together. This will take some time, so no worries. But what's the magic behind this? The magic behind is that we are playing on the 1st, 5th, 6th, and 4th step of the G major scale. If you've never played a scale before, but you might have already, or at least heard of a scale, and it explains the following thing. We have the G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. This is a regular G major scale. And if you pick out the 1st, 5th, 6th, and 4th step, you get the notes G, D, E, which is lying also here, and the 4th step is the C. And if you build certain chords on those steps, you get those 4-chord songs done. Because this chord progression is something that really sounds very good and harmonic to our ears. I mean, if I'm playing, this just sounds so home, sounds so familiar, and this is such an important chord progression. All those chords are so important, but at the same time, it's so easy to understand that, and as I showed you in the intro, you're capable of playing thousands of songs when you just understand what's going on behind this 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression, which just means you're playing a chord on the 1st step of a scale, of a key, then on the 5th step, and then on the 6th step, and then on the 4th step. I mean, this is a little more about the theory here, but let's check out the bigger chords you need and can play as a more advanced player to make it sound a little bit bigger and more full. So we're playing a G chord here, middle finger 3rd fret E string, index finger 2nd fret A string, and then ring finger goes to the 3rd fret of the E string. And then we go to the D chord, which is 2nd fret G string, 3rd fret B string, 2nd fret high E string. You only play 4 strings here, but don't play the low E and A string. Then you have the E minor chord, which is played with the index finger and the 2nd fret of the A string and the middle finger and the 2nd fret of the D string. And then we go to C major, ring finger 3rd fret A string, middle finger stays on the 2nd fret of the D string, and the index finger goes to the 1st fret of the B string. And you don't play the low E string here, okay? So you have G, can you D, the E minor to the C. And those chords just consist out of notes of G major. We're just within one key, one major key in that very case. And this makes those chords sound so well together because you're playing one of the most important chords of that key, actually of all the keys, because when you're in a different key and you're playing the chords on the 1st, 5th, 6th and 4th step, you get different chords, but still they are related in the same way they are in a different key. You're still playing this chord progression, which is capable of playing thousands of songs in a certain key. And this is so important to understand, and this is why it's so easy to play songs no matter on what level you are. You can just play it with one note, as I showed in the very intro, or you can play it with those bigger chords, and you can pimp your playing by putting in some fancy rhythm patterns. whatever's, I mean, this is kind of like your style button. When you're playing a different rhythm, your chord progression is still the same. I'm still doing the same thing with my grabbing hand, with my fretting hand here, but the style button is here in my strumming hand, and I can play it in a different style. Can you feel the love tonight? When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Still playing those same old chords there, and they sound great together. They are easy to learn. You will, if you've never done this before, you will need a couple of days or weeks, whatever. But if you're doing those dry exercises I'm always talking about, just focusing on one hand that you really know where to go with your fingers, this will be something you will learn fast. And you can pimp your playing by playing more complex rhythms there, but this is not the topic of the video. You can just play one strum per chord and already having something really big going on there, something very important. This will impress anybody you will play this to. And when you sing along with it or let someone sing along with it, people will make big eyes and say, what are you doing there? And you're saying, I'm playing for very easy chords that are really important and that make so much sense when we play them together. So, if you like this video, check out my free lessons for beginners, which you find in the video description below this video. So, check that out, and we see us in the next video. Take care. My name is Hannes. Bye-bye.